Oh! She got it. Oh, what the f- He's blushing. Is be impeccable with your words. If we make a promise to someone else, but especially to ourselves, keep that promise. Be a man and a woman and a person of our words. Why is that? Because we humans, we become what we repeat over time. Hello friends, my name is Benoit Kim, a UPenn educated psychotherapist and your favorite over-analyst. Welcome to my detailed psychological analysis of the Apothecary Diaries episode 13. Last episode was pretty wholesome. Some could argue it was kind of slow, but I think it was a great recap and a culmination of all the previous 12 episodes thus far. Assassination Zero, Vinny, Greg Boge, Foxholes Gaming, Crisco94, Jen Negre, Wei Xiang, and Project Norway are the sponsored tier highlights of today's video. I appreciate your support. Shout out to the best patron family and growing YouTube members. Sit back and I hope you enjoy. Look at how happy Master Jinshi looks after Mao Mao's return. Oh, who is that? Is that the Emperor? Oh. So Master Jinshi is, I guess Emperor called Master Jinshi the gardener of his flower garden. And obviously the flower garden is a metaphor for the real palace. And even Mao Mao said that, right? Garden and a cage. Since obviously concubines, they're the birds. And real palace is the flower garden for emperor. But for those concubines, whether they like it or not, most of them were here for political marriages, political arrangements, and other benefits, not necessarily just for pure love, even if they have grown fond and fell in love with emperor after the fact. Since arranged marriages, for whatever cultural implications, many of them, they do stay together and they do end up loving each other, of course, because of the time spent. But for most of them, the flower garden are cages, which is what Mao Mao says. But here, Master Jinshi is the gardener. He truly is cunning. Hmm?
本当に自分が欲しいものはなかなか手に入らない。昔は気に入らなかったが、今はもう割り切っている。甘い眼差し、甘い声。他人より秀でたものを最大限利用してやる。分かっている。所詮帝の手の上であがく子供に過ぎない。
He said that Master Jinshi said ultimately he's just a child floundering on the emperor's palm. Remember I said in episode 12 that whether, based on my speculation and Mao Mao's analysis as well, her conjecture, that Master Jinshi is the son of concubine Lady Ado and emperor. So he's like the secret prince because their children were swapped at the birth, right? Based on the previous episode's conjecture. And I kept saying and kept thinking out loud whether the emperor knows that Master Jinshi is emperor's son, the secret prince. So is that what Master Jinshi is alluding to? That he's just a child floundering on emperor's palm? Or is it just more of a general stroke where Master Jinshi is nothing but a pawn, nothing but a child in an adult's palm? And obviously, in reality, children have no chance in terms of their intellect, their stamina, their size, their power, their hierarchy against that of the adults, let alone emperor, who is the heavens, the sky of this nation. But one thing I do want to highlight and double click again is Master Jinshi's true ranking. He's a gardener of the flower garden, according to the emperor, because he is the highest person in the entire country. But to everyone else, he's not just a manager of the royal palace. Another example and evidence, the fact that Master Jinshi can drink alone at night with the emperor, he's not just the manager of the royal palace. Think about the corporate world. Would a regular manager have an opportunity just to eat and dine alone at nights with the CEO of that company? The answer is no. It's a rhetorical question, right? And I know you have seen this show many, many times, but this is my ongoing live analysis based on my first attempt of watching. And even Master Jinshi's wardrobe, this is actually the first time I'm seeing such a clear glimpse into his wardrobe. Because remember, the officers or eunuchs, their wardrobes, their colors, their patterns, their design is an indication of their ranking and their power structure. Like the emperors in China and in Korea, in those dynasties eras, the emperors usually wear red and of a dragon, like the Asian Chinese dragon, which symbolizes highest ranking, because only the emperors can they're deemed to live 1,000 years old. Like in Chinese, they say 万岁, 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 which means 10,000 years, 10,000 years, 10,000 years old, which means, hey, I hope and I wish the emperors get to live at 10,000 years long reign, because the emperors. And of course, we know alchemy in historical context, many emperors were obsessed and fanatic about longevity and even immortality because they don't want to die. They want to stay rulers and they want to stay emperors or kings forever. And that's why dragons symbolize power and immortality. But here we see that with Master Jinshi. I think that looks like a phoenix, a bird. And obviously phoenix is also another fantastical epic creatures. And phoenixes, after they are burnt to the ashes, they are reborn into this immortal mystical creatures. And phoenixes are also they're not quite the same level as a dragon, but they're slightly beneath it. But rarely, and usually queens or empresses, they're also can be symbolized by phoenixes. So just from the wardrobe alone, Master Jinshi is very, very, very high up. So again, my question is, does the emperor know that Master Jinshi is Lady Ado's son, aka the secret son and prince of the emperor, or does he not? And does Master Jinshi know? Because he cried when Lady Ado left. So many questions. Just from that monologue alone, I'm going to predict, and here's my conclusion. I'm 99.5% sure that Master Jinshi knows that he's a secret prince, aka secret son of the emperor. Because that's why he said, I will do whatever you want. I'm just a child floundering on your palm, but I will do whatever you need and whatever I need to do, get things done. It's the only way to choose my own path. What does that monologue remind you of? It reminds you of a rebellious child having a conversation with their parents. No, sure, I'll do whatever you tell me to do for now until I carve out my own path. So I'm pretty sure, 99.5% sure, that Master Jinshi knows that he is the son of the emperor. But I'm not sure the other way around. But I think Master Jinshi knows. So episode 12 is called Serving in the Outer Court. I'll read out the Chinese again. 第13话外勤勤务. This means, literally doing something outside. So outer court. I'm guessing that's the new responsibilities and job descriptions for Mao Mao, that she will be serving in the outer court. Because remember, who is the gardener of the flower garden, aka who is the top ranking person of the royal palace outside of the emperor? Master Jinshi. So in that sense, Master Jinshi has a lot of power and he can pretty much do whatever he wants within his scope regarding the royal palace. So I'm sure after Master Jinshi bought out and reclaimed Mao Mao in terms of the royal palace, I'm sure he can give her a even higher position so that she's safer, she's more catered, taken care after, because obviously Master Jinshi likes Mao Mao tremendously. So I'm very excited.
ちょっとはまともな格好しなさい。行くのにシャレるのは せっかくいい仕事もらえたんだから、それに見合う人間になろうと思わないわけ？
What's the new position? They haven't revealed that, but what's the new position? I'm sure it's definitely higher than just a regular lady in waiting. That's true. Be thankful.
今なお人気が衰えないのは歌や将棋や碁で客を楽しませる知性があるからだ。
So that's true. So Mei Mei again, there could be double meanings. Based on again, there's four pronunciations in Chinese dialects. So Mei Mei could be two meanings. Mei Mei could be younger sister, which obviously is not the case because she's a lot older. So the second possibility is Mei Mei, which means beauty, beauty. So her name is probably means beauty, beauty. Since in this show they like to use the same word twice, like Mao Mao, cat, cat. The fact that Mao Mao said Mei Mei, Mei Mei's words carries a lot of weight is because she's intelligent, she's business savvy, she's experienced, and she's a veteran courtesan. She's not just she does not just represent a traditional sex work or sexual transaction, but much more. A true entertainment, fine arts. And like she says, she's close to retiring age, but her popularity has not dwindled because she is so multi-talented to keep customers happy. And like she said, unless you're grateful, unless you appreciate what you do, you appreciate your customers, it could be your clients, could be your patients, could be your business partners, anyone. In Mei Mei's case, it's customers based on the brothel. But for me, it's my clientele. For anyone out there, it's your friends, your affiliates, your acquaintances. If we are not appreciate, if we do not be grateful for what we have, we get complacent and we can lose the connections that we have. That's what Mei Mei is saying. Very, very wise. Aw, what's the position? Go make a fortune.
ついでに乗客も連れてきてくれると嬉しい。金持ちのいい旦那。息がいい人でお願い。
Someone with big biceps. Liha, cool? Are you gonna make a comeback?
新しい職場。
Outer courts. Wait, what?
帝の子をなすための女の園。しがない下女として過ごすはずが、お世継ぎたちの連続死の謎を解いたことで目をつけられ、
Yes.
玉葉様の次女に今思えばちと軽率だったかもしれない。もちろん周りから見ればまたと。
Nice. Nice.
親父も好きにしなさいって言ってくれたけど。
I bet the dad is so chill. Yeah, what does that mean? Do it as she wishes? He's so chill.
もヤゲも絶対必要だし、帳面もいるだろう。これ以上下着を減らすのは。
マオマオや、多分それは持ってはいけないよ。
ね。
いかんでもないのにそんなものを持っていけば、毒殺でも企んでいるのかと疑われる。そんな顔しない。お前が決めたことなんだから今さら取りやめなんてダメだよ。
He said that, don't make that face because you made a commitment. Be impeccable with your words. One of my favorite books in this world is called The Four Agreements, right here. It's a very well-known book called The Four Agreements. And one of the four agreements is be impeccable with your words. If we make a promise to someone else, but especially to ourselves, keep that promise. Be a man and a woman and a person of our words. Why is that? Because we humans, we become what we repeat over time. If we lie constantly, even if we're not liars, we become liars. If we steal, if we cheat, if we take shortcuts all the time, then we become cheaters. So I'll say it again. That is the power of repetition for better or worse. We become what we say and repeat over time. So whatever we say to ourselves and other people, we need to keep those promises. Not just because of integrity's sake, not just because we don't want to disappoint people, but most importantly, we do not want to become what we repeat over time if it's a bad thing. And we want to keep the promises to ourselves so we know when things get hard in life, which they will inevitably so, we will rise up to the occasion, but we can only have that confidence to rise up to the occasion if and only if we know we will keep those promises even during hard times with ourselves. That's what the father is saying.
少しずつ許可を取れば持ち込めるものもあるからね。早く準備してねなさい。
Wow, it must be a higher position.
初日だろ。
わかったよ。
Wagatayo.
なんだい、ずいぶん久しぶりだね。
Aw, she's sleeping close to
もう
her
子供じゃない
him.
んじゃなかったのかい。
まあ寒いし。
また寂しくなるね。
別に今度はいつでも帰ってこれるからさ。
Whoa. Aw.
そうだね。いつで
Aw.
も帰っておいで。
So obviously the father knows why Mama is scooching up closer to him. Yes, she's not a baby anymore. And Mama was like, oh, because it's cold. No, it's not, Mama. Maybe it is slightly. And the body temperature does help. But we all know she's scooching up closer to her father because she's leaving tomorrow. And like the father said, we will be lonely, aka individually, the father will be alone and Mama will be alone again. But like they said, this time is different. Mama can come home anytime she wants. And the father is right. He said it explicitly to comfort Mama that, so desu ne, that's right. You can come home. aka you can come back to me, your father. You can come back to your safe haven, safe space, to your home anytime you want. So you're not alone. You're not lonely, Mama. I've got your back always. And that's why Mama is smiling.
母親はいない。でも優しい親父とうるさいババア。賑やかな姉ちゃんたちはたくさんいる。
Yes.
いつでも帰ってこれるからさ。
Yes. Right. Mama just expanded. Honestly, Mama is a great co-pilot of this show because she helps with my analysis in real time. She's right that when the father says you can come home anytime she wants, I thought she was just referring to the physical and the emotional home of where the father is. But Mama is right. Her home is comprised of so much more than just her father. It's that grumpy old granny, the uppercut. It's those three princesses, the big sisters, and so much maternal love that I talked about explicitly and extensively in the last episode. She has so many people that she cares about her. Her meaningful social network, social support is wide and deep and vast.
お待たせしました、ジン様。
Whoa! She's like the little princess.
うちの子をよろしくお願いしますね。
Aww.
わかってるよ。朝から疲れた。
So that's old granny's way of, again, don't forget, Mama, that one, bring good customers, yes, referrals, right? I don't know if Mama receives commission for referral bonuses, but the hidden, the implicit. Because remember, guys, every messaging we say, everything we do, there's two layers. Layer one, explicit messaging, definition right here, or explicit communication. But the more subtle, more hidden, the more unspoken is the second one. Implicit messaging or implicit communication, definition right here. Those three sisters, the princesses, courtesans, they're more explicit. The, hey, please take care of our little girl. They're very explicit. They verbalize their intention, their care, their love, their considerations. But the old granny, because of probably she's a boomer, the generational gap, and she's just a grumpy old granny, that is the character design written by the writer. So for her, it's more implicit communication. That, hey, Mama, don't forget. Like I said, one, bring customers. But two, the implicit is that, hey, don't forget, Mama, you can always come home. You know that we got your back. We care about you. And ganbatte, 화이팅, 加油. That's what the old granny is not saying, but implying.
では行きましょう。
Yo, Master Jinshi blushed. He is dazzled by Mao Mao. One could even argue he is enamored by Mao Mao.
気をつけて。行ってきます。
Aww. So that's the reason why Mao Mao truly put on freckles as her safety measure, defensive mechanism. Because when she puts on makeup, people are like, damn, she's pretty. But I think this also speaks to Mao Mao, maybe her oblivious nature against her own beauty and her own physical attraction level. Because she doesn't know what she doesn't know. Because remember, she's only hyper focused about a few things. Well, specifically 3 things: her father, drugs, and poison.
ジンシ様のせいですよ。嫌に注目されました。
それはお前が。
See, Mao Mao has no idea. Mao Mao thinks they're drawing great attention because of Master Jinshi, the carousel they're in, this high-ranking novel transportation vehicle mode. But obviously the reality is because Mao Mao is pretty. But she has no idea. Exactly my point.
なんでしょうか。
なんでもない。
He's blushing.
ご苦労様。もういいかな。
Oh, why did those soldiers or the guards of the palace entrance, why were they like, they're like, oh, you heard that, right? Their jaws were literally wide open because when they're cross-referencing the list, I'm sure everyone who enters a palace have like a list, almost like an invitation or like a guest list per se. I don't know if it's because they recognize the carousel that they're in, which also could symbolize their rank. Because again, different nobles, different ranking military officers or officers have different like wardrobes like I talked about, but also different type of carousels they're in. Like, for example, in the current modern sense, if you're wealthy, you could be driving really nice cars, Mercedes or Bentley, extremely, extremely expensive cars. And if you're like billionaires, you have yachts, super yachts. But same thing in the dynasties era. Like when the emperors, when he goes out, the carousel is very, very different. And of course, the amount of guards they're surrounded by it. So I don't know if that's the reason why the soldiers were in awe because of how high ranking Master Jinshi is, or because they recognize the name. And in the name, in front of their names, usually there's their titles and ranks. So again, my ongoing suspicion and prediction and conjecture that Master Jinshi is much more than just the manager of the real palace. Obviously, no spoilers, guys.
ここではいつものそばかす顔に戻してくれ。
わかりました。
Master Jinshi's jealous. He is being protective of Mao Mao. He doesn't want Mao Mao to, I guess, gain attraction and attention of other high-ranking officers who might propose, who might show their affinity and affection because Mao Mao is pretty. That's so he's getting very possessive, not in a malicious way, but just possessive and very safeguarding. Because obviously he likes her a lot and he doesn't want her to gain more attraction and attention of other males. That's why he's saying like, hey, go back to your usual freckle self and take off all the makeup. And of course, Mao Mao is like, oh, okay, sounds good to me. But again, Mao Mao she's still completely oblivious and she has not made that connection. Why is Master Jinshi telling me this? Oh, maybe he likes me. No, that thought has never crossed Mao Mao's mind. Again, not because she's autistic necessarily, but because of the steep power differential and the gap between the hierarchy. Who this? New character?
何やってんだこの人は。
Oh, or maybe going back to maybe why the soldiers were stunned because they saw a glimpse of Mao Mao and they're like, whoa, she's so pretty. Like typical guy instincts. So maybe Mao Mao is the reason why those soldiers were stunned and like, oh, their jaws were wide open. Outer courts?
がお前の新しい職場だ。
ガオシュン様、てっきり高級へ戻るもの。
Oh, she didn't know.
今度は外邸で働くことになります。
Outer courts.
外邸。
はい。シャオマオのいた高級は内邸に。
Oh.
外邸はその
Literally outer courts. Oh, and in the outer courts, there are many public officers. Because in the inner courts, aka Royal Palace, the flower garden, what's in the flower garden? Birds, bees, and flowers. Aka ladies in waitings, they're bees, right? Bees are the workers. So the ladies in waiting, servants. Flowers are what? Obviously concubines. The ladies who are possessed by the emperor himself. That's why it was a cage. But in the outer courts, there's other people because it's more outer, it's less intimate, and other males outside of eunuchs are allowed to enter because the flowers are not there. Because flowers are in the flower garden, aka the cage. But the outer garden is less exclusive. Also, Master Gaoshen is like, oh, we fired you, so we can't just place you back in the same position. I think that's a lie. Because remember, Master Jinshi is the gardener, according to the emperor. AKA, everything and anything regarding the royal palace, Master Jinshi's words goes. Period. So if he really wanted to, he can place Mao Mao back into the royal palace or the inner courts. But he chose not to. Why? Because he's safeguarding Mao Mao. He wants to keep Mao Mao literally, symbolically, emotionally, and physically closer to his home, where he's at. Ergo, the outer court. I'm dead. Xiao Mao. You can tell that Mao Mao has grown a lot closer to Master Jinshi and Master Gaoshan. Gaoshan, that's actually the Chinese proper pronunciation. Gaoshan. Gao means like height, tall. Shen, I don't really know because there's many different possible interpretations and characters based on that pronunciation. But even in the carousel, Mao Mao was like, Master Jinshi, it's all your fault. Old Mao Mao, as a lady in waiting, there's no way she would have said that to Master Jinshi because of, again, the immense power differential and the hierarchy gap. But now she's more loose, she's more casual with Master Jinshi and Master Gao Shen because Gao Shen is a master. He's a high-ranking officer himself as well, based on the arrangement in the garden party many episodes ago. So this symbolizes and represents the closeness and how much more just close they have become over time. Makes sense. It's been a year plus. Oh, different architectural designs as well. That's cool.
坊ちゃんのお部屋だけど、坊ちゃん、あなたなら大丈夫そう。
Young Master. Hold on. Even Mao Mao took a second pause. Wait a minute. Is Master Jinshi not a eunuch? Does Master Jinshi have a PP? Is he not a eunuch? Because again, I know the Chinese history pretty well, and I know the dynasty eras and the power structures and the positions based on their wardrobes and so on. Because remember, what kind of a young eunuch could drink and dine with the emperor himself? Not even the master eunuchs, which is like the manager, like the head eunuch. They don't drink with the emperors. That is not a thing. So that's already sus and suspicious. Second thing, again, Master Jinshi's wardrobe was a phoenix design. Phoenix is pretty freaking high up. And I'm pretty sure eunuchs don't wear phoenixes in their wardrobes. Because remember, there is a dragon, which is the emperor, and phoenixes, which is usually the queen or the empresses sometimes. Right? Or even princes. But again, like I was saying, I don't know if the emperor knows that Master Jinshi is a secret son, but I'm pretty sure Master Jinshi knows. But Phoenix, that's already another suspicious giveaway. And here, Master Jinshi has his own, like, I don't know if she is like a servant or a nanny, but yeah, someone like she called. I'm literally stuttering because like my brain is about to explode, dude. Like this was unexpected. And especially we know from the show setup, anytime Mao Mao repeat a statements like young master, because Mao Mao is very astute. And again, she's my co-pilot, co-analyst for the show. What kind of a eunuch gets called by young master? Master is a title bestowed to high-ranking nobleman or noble man or princess. What the fuck? Excuse my French. Is Master Jinshi not a eunuch? Is that why there's so much romantic hints and foreshadowing and setup and build-up in this show? Because what's the point of doing romantic build-up and setup? I'm getting excited, guys, as you guys can tell. Between a eunuch who doesn't have PP and the protagonist, which is Mao Mao, that's literally fruitless. Pun intended, because, you know, if you don't have PP, you don't have balls either. So, you know, excuse my dry humor. So it would be a fruitless or futile effort, pun intended. So I was like, because I kept thinking it's kind of weird that they're doing so much setup and build up and foreshadowing between a eunuch and the protagonist. But based on this young master, I know this is a long yapping, but guys, what the heck? Master Jinshi's not a eunuch, possibly. And maybe the emperor knows that he is his secret son, because emperor is obviously very, very smart. So Master Jinshi is like the secret prince? Oh, my head, dude. I literally just had like a brain melting, glitching moment. No, I guess we shall see, dude. What the heck? This show is escalating.
水球で使っていた部屋と同じくらいか。これにかまどと近くに井戸があれば。にしても、住み込みの下女の部屋にしては立派すぎる。
See? See? And what kind of a eunuch, even if he's the manager of the real palace, have an entire quarters by himself? Bro. Dude, I'm convinced. All right, I'm convinced. Master Jinshi's not a eunuch. He has a PP, and he's a secret prince. This show really escalated after episode 12, like the halfway point. Man, I'm excited. Let's go.
俺はお前に下働きをさせる気はないのだが。
は？
外邸で働いてもらうと言ったろ。
What's her new position? What is that? Is she gonna help out with reviewing the bills?
患者試験を受けてもらうぞ。
患者試験？
Core lady? Also, do you think this is low-key of Master Jinshi, I guess, promoting Mao Mao to a higher position? Yes, encouraging, but also ordering Mao Mao to take the core lady exam. Because I think core ladies are no longer servants. They're no longer ladies in waiting. In other words, core lady's position's a lot higher than her previous position. Maybe this is my wild conjecture, but I think based on Master Jinshi's being enamored by Mao Mao and liking Mao Mao more and more, the growing affection to be exact, I think Master Jinshi is slowly plotting and setting up Mao Mao so that when Master Jinshi eventually confesses his love, he's trying to pave the road so that there is a slight possibility between Mao Mao and Master Jinshi. Because if if Mao Mao remains as a lady in waiting / servant, there's no way the emperor or anyone in the dynasty era will permit someone of a noble ranking or officer like Master Jinshi to be married or even dating someone like a commoner or like a servant herself. That's just not allowed. It's not a thing. It's not like the common, or it's not like in the modern sense, a celebrity can, I guess, marry like a regular person. It's not common, but it does happen. That does not ever happen. It's forbidden. Remember, the hierarchy, the power structure, the power differential gap is conditioned and embedded. It's almost endemic in the era of the past. So I think Master Jinshi is slowly trying to step up and build up and promote Mao Mao's social status. So in the far future, or maybe distant future, who knows, that there is a possibility between their love. She's back to her green attire. I am dead.
面を使った衣とは
Oh, it's cotton.
随分待遇。
Higher quality. Okay.
おはようございます、水蓮様。
So, 虽人, that's the Chinese pronunciation. Again, I don't know what that means because there's so many different interpretations. Versus like Mei Mei is quite obvious, literally sister or beauty, or Mao Mao is also very obvious. So 虽人 could be different interpretations. But the point being, she is Lady Suiren, which means she's a court lady. And so she's a higher ranking and she's not a servant. So I think that's what Master Jinshi is pushing Mao Mao for.
早起きでよろしい。
手伝います。
いいのよ。もう終わるから。
Oh, she looks very maternal and gentle as well.
はい。他の事情は。
いないわ。
Hmm?
執務室の方はともかく、お部屋のことは任せられなくてね。坊ちゃんのお食事なんてもってのほかよ。
では、ずっと。
So for safety concerns.
何度か新しい子を入れたことはあったんだけど、まあいろいろあって続かないのよね。
Things happen and they don't last. I'm pretty sure that's because of Master Jinshi's beauty. I think those girls fall in love with Master Jinshi's dazzling K-pop star beauty, and they probably make mistakes, or it's hard for them to keep that boundaries and respect because they're enamored by Master Jinshi's beauty. So that's probably why they don't really last. And obviously Master Jinshi doesn't want to get pestered and bothered and annoyed by like the servants constantly fangirling over him. So that's probably the reason why. That's my guess. But again, another hint. What kind of a eunuch has a court lady exclusively and dedicated for food tasting for safety reasons? That doesn't happen. That responsibility of being protected or safeguarded against food poisoning and food tasting is only reserved for royalty, aka, yes, a prince or an emperor or a concubine, right? Which is the woman possessed by the emperor. So only high-ranking, high-position people get that privilege of having court ladies or food tasters for their safety's sake. So again, young master Jinshi is probably not a eunuch. I'm like 90% sure at this point. So many hints.
退院剤でも入れたか。それとも窃盗か。
さすがに見たこともない下着がタンスに入っていたら誰だって嫌よね。
Huh? What?
さあ坊ちゃん起きてください。朝毛ですよ。
Wait. What? What did she say? Who likes finding unfamiliar underwear in their closet and full of hair? What the F? Wow. Whoa. Bro, he's literally glowing. What is Master Jinshi's skincare regimens? Because I need some of that. If that skin, wow. His skin's literally luscious. It's like glowing. It's like blinding. Whoa.
無駄な色気を。部屋にガオシュン様。
Mao again, low-key savage. She's like so much wasted sex appeal because Mao still believes that Master Jinshi is a eunuch who doesn't have his PP. But again, based on my analysis and predictions and all the hints dropping, I think he's just a regular guy, let alone a secret prince. But again, remember, Mao is very oblivious to certain social cues because of the power differential. So Mao would not dare to make any proximate conjecture about Master Jinshi's background, upbringing, context, because that is a gross transgression of their boundaries. And Mao would not dare to do that because of the power hierarchical difference.
女なら色気に当てられのぼせ上がり、男なら押し倒しているとか。実に罪深い性質を持つお方だ。なんか発情期の虫みたいだ。
He's like a double kill.
この宦官の匂いを集めて惚れ薬にできれば売れるかも。
Mama is wild.
新しい部屋を用意させよう。
何の話だ。よくわからないが、かまど井戸付きのチャンス。言いたいことははっきり言ってくれないとわからない。とりあえずかまどはどうにかするとして、井戸が近くにある馬屋でも。
馬屋は却下だ。
Why was Master Gaoshan hinting and glaring at Mama and like shaking his head? What does that mean? When Master Jinshi said, if you want a new room, did Master Jinshi, was he suggesting for Mama to move in to his quarters? His own courthouse? Is that why Master Gaoshan's like, no, But why did Master Jinshi say no to a room with a stable?
では参りましょ
So
う。
many questions.
はい、お願いします。人士様はあえなく留守番となった。いつも高級に入り浸っているので暇人かと思いきや、意外と多忙らしい。
ここから東側は武官たちが多くいますので、あまり立ち寄らないでください。
Is Mamao gonna meet Lihaku again, the golden retriever military officer?
わかりました。案内された宮殿は広く、建物の名前と部署は手足の指では足りないほどだ。
Wow, it is
果たして
huge.
覚えきれるかどうか。興味がないものの物覚えは人並み以下なんだよな。
I think she's being humble.
おそらく親父がいた頃に移植していたのだろう。
シャオマオ、幹女になれば外邸が職場になるのですよ。
感情ね。
あらシャオマ
Wow, she does it all.
だわ炭を執務室に運んでくれない？
Wow, that core lady really does it all, huh? She's badass. Is this Lihaku's office?
ここが人士様の
Oh,
執
it's
務室か。
Master Jinshi's office.
派
It's
手
huge.
さはないがどれも一級品だ。どんだけ位が高いんだ、あの坊ちゃんは。
How high up is young master? Another freaking hint. He's not a eunuch. He's a secret prince.
新入りの観察か。嫌な感じだ。
Oh, because they know that's Master Jinshi's office. I'm dead. Man, imagine the amount of fangirls and fan club and amount of girls and guys, like Mama said earlier, because Master Jinshi could kill both sides if he wanted to, play both fields, if you guys know what I mean. But definitely the girls, and that's why they're not sizing up the new girl as Mama said. Again, Mama lacks that romantic social cues. Rather, they're getting jealous. This palpable tension is envy, is jealousy. How dare she, the new girl with freckles, enter independently to the private office of Master Jinshi? How dare she, is what their gazes are saying. Our secretaries, okay.
し、家柄と教養があり、高級の寄せ集めの女官たちとはわけが違う。それだけのプライドがある。
So from that, because I didn't quite know what core ladies do. Guys, I know some history, but not everything, obviously, right? I'm not a historian. But it sounds like core ladies are equivalent to female officers, but their main duties are secretaries, but they're highly educated and they have to take their certification exam, which is the core lady exam. So it sounds like they're equivalent to female officers. Again, going back to my prediction that Master Jinshi is slowly paving the road and creating a way out for their future potential romances. Makes sense. Because they're female officers.
あなた
Here they come. Here they come. Here comes the envy and jealousy, and here comes the romantic politics. I don't know why I'm clapping. I'm getting excited.
いいんだな。
Sizable fruits.
どうしてあなたに
Mamao's eyes are not even making eye contact. She does not, zero F's given to whatever they're saying. They're like, whatever. I don't really care. Well, I don't have to answer to your questions and inquiries. Like, I don't listen to you. That's what she's thinking. But her Mamao's eyes and gazes are looking at the boobs, the sizable fruits of those core ladies. Like, look at her eyes. Hilarious. This episode is awesome.
みたいな子が人士様直属なのよ
She's trying to disengage.
あなた方は私に
Now-
信
oh!
頼しているのですか？
She got it. Oh, what the
加減にしなさいよ
言葉を間違えたな。
Bro, if Master Jinshi or Gaoshan finds out those core ladies slapped Mao, I mean, Master Jinshi's not going to kill them. But I guarantee you, Master Jinshi will either demote that core lady who slapped Mao or fire her. Mark my words. But we'll see if they find out.
仕方ない。
Wow.
まさか私が特別扱いされていると。そんなことあるわけないでしょう。このような仕込めをあの天女のようなお方が あなた方が思う基準はそんな悪食でしょうか。
So what Mama is doing, we call that clinically, we call naming the symptom. Definition right here. That means we're externalizing, making something implicit and unspoken by making it verbalizing, by making it clear. Or we're naming that thing that you're not saying. Right? Obviously they're jealous. Obviously the core ladies think Mama is getting special treatment because maybe Master Jinshi has a special affinity and liking, or in other words, fell for Mama. So Mama is verbalizing and externalizing and naming the reasons for their jealousy. Is, do you guys think that noble figure of a man, the heavenly of a maid, or heavenly of a guy could fall for an ugly girl like me? So this is Mao Mao's great, almost clinical and very diplomatic way of de-escalating, trying to de-escalate the tension and jealousy by naming the symptom. Very brilliant. See, it's working.
鳥の骨を食べたいと
Very good
思いますか？
metaphors and analogies.
まあそれならなんてマニアックなことでしょうかね。私にはわかりませんが、そのような特殊趣味なのでしょうか。特殊趣味。
そんなわけないそうよ
See?
ならなんであなたが
Mama is good. Very good.
理由はこれです。
Scars? Mama is going to use sympathy, pity points as the excuse. Because obviously that's not the reason, but yeah.
この間やけど薬の実験したからぐちょぐちょ。
Again, Mao Mao's nihilism and her disregard for her own life shows up once again. She's trying out some burns on her hands. Guys, that is self-injurious behavior, right? We call that NSSI, non-suicidal self-injurious behavior, NSSI, definition right here. That's when people hurt themselves, not necessarily for active suicidal reasons, but, you know, indication of nihilism and pain. It's like many teenagers and adolescents with coping, because by feeling that pain with NSSI, non-suicidal self-injurious behavior, with NSSI specifically, many adolescents and teenagers use that pain of cutting themselves to feel that pain, to remind themselves that they're alive. It is a coping. It's obviously better than suicide, right? So I don't know if that's the NSSI that Mao Mao's been displaying with the poisonous self-experimentations and this burning recently. But what is clear is Mao Mao's ongoing nihilistic traits, nihilism, and her disregard for her own life. Mao Mao is good.
ようなものにも食いぶちを与え
Mao Mao is so good. Mao Mao is writing an entire soap opera by herself. Dead. See, it works. See, it works. Damn, that slap though, dude. It left that mark. Master Jinshi was.
いつもああいうのに絡まれて
They were watching.
いるのか
Sneak, sneak. See, she just. But I think Master Jinshi and Gaoshen missed the slapping incident because they would not just let it rest like that. I think they only saw the aftermath because they saw the hand raising, but they didn't see the exact scars from the burns wounds and the slap. Otherwise, they would not have stayed quiet. She is studying because it is the order by Master Jinshi, right? Ah, she's bored. It's not poison or medicine related stuff.
静かにね。
Did Mama actually scream out loud? I think she's using the caterpillar fungus as like a rewarding dopamine spike because she's getting tired, she's getting sleepy, so she needs that dopamine spike to keep her awake. So I think that's like her reward system. Every time she gets bored, she gets sleepy, to conjure a more work ethic and discipline, she looks at the caterpillar fungus to excite her. But I think she got overly excited and probably screamed out loud. So obviously the core lady is like, hey, please stay quiet because Master Jinshi is probably right next door.
こうして
Oh, whoa. That's fast.
なぜ落ちる
なぜ受かると思う？
マオマオは
She failed? Oh, so Mao Mao did study a lot. But she is right. She only cares about apothecary medicinal drug stuff. And that's why Master Jinshi's like, how did you... Because he didn't say, how did you fail? He said, why did you fail? Why implies Master Jinshi believes Mao Mao failed purposely. Because obviously, based on the Mao Mao's, her psychological profiling and her character that's been revealed thus far to Master Jinshi, she's extremely brilliant, highly logical, highly deductive, and extremely observant and smart and hardworking, right? So how could a person like Mao Mao fail the court lady exam that many people passes? It's not possible. That's why Master Jinshi is like, why did you fail? Versus saying, how did you fail? And we can see that Mao Mao has a very big dark circles in her eyes. So she has been pulling, I don't know, all-nighters, but she has been staying up late and study. But she was right. Because another superpower of Mao Mao is she's extremely self-aware. She knows herself the best. So she did say she's below average in terms of the few things outside of that. So, yeah.
どうしましょうね。
Go for the next exam. I'm sure there's next one. Oh, but Master Jinshi needs Mao Mao to pass and become a core lady so their romance is possible in the future. Because again, he is forbidden and is highly, it's not just taboo, it's straight up illegal to date someone that is of a commoner or like a servant status. If you're an officer, especially high ranking as Master Jinshi, let alone if he were a prince, it will never happen. It's literally illegal. Prince can never be with the servant, period. That's why he's like, what are we going to do? I'm sure Master Jinshi is going to be stressed out because he needs Mao Mao to become a core lady and eventually get promoted. Oh. That looks like a barrier site.
ここから先はあなたの立ち入る場所ではないはずです。
殴る前に言ってくれないか。白檀の香りと独特の苦味を帯びた匂い。
Who that? Hmm?
軍部か。
Who is this guy? Who is this pirate-looking guy with a pirate patch? What is this ominous music? And that sinister smirk. Foreshadowing and cliffhanger in this show is crazy. Guys, crazy cliffhanger. Okay, guys. Oh, this is a long recording. It's an hour and 5 minutes. But anyway, as always, if you guys enjoy my in-depth analysis, smash that thumbs up and double check. Make sure you're subscribed. Otherwise, you will miss out on my episode 14 and the next series I cover. As always, I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Leave a comment if you learned something new or if you have any further questions about any of my analysis and topics I discussed. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Shout out to the best patron family, growing YouTube members. And as always, until next time, peace.